Donald Trump has announced that he is not going to participate in Thursday night's Republican debate, which is being sponsored by Fox News, and one of the questioners was going to be Megyn Kelly. There's a really interesting take on this over at, I think it was Common Dreams, or maybe it was Think Progress, that I just found absolutely fascinating, and I apparently don't have it. But anyhow, the point of the piece. Oh, here it is. The point of the piece was that Trump and all the other Republicans are essentially playing the same game, but by different rules. Did you know that Ronald Reagan didn't show up for the last Iowa debate before the Iowa caucuses? Trump will be, who has stolen Reagan's logo, Make America Great Again, who has borrowed much of Reagan's rhetorical flair, as it were, is also taking Reagan's cue of not showing up for the last debate in Iowa, and here's what the result of that is going to be. The result of that, I mean, Trump is going to put up with a little bit of ribbing, this like I was doing last night on TV, where, please, Mr. Trump, or please, Mr. Ailes, don't put me in that room with Megyn Kelly. I'm afraid of her. Oh, I could take on Vladimir Putin. I could take on the president of Mexico. I'll kick all their butts. But no, Megyn Kelly, please. Yeah, that will happen for a short period of time, like a day or two, like today and tomorrow. But what's going to happen in tomorrow night's debate is that the firepower of the entire room will largely be directed at Ted Cruz. Or at least I'm guessing that that's the Trump strategy, that's what Trump is thinking. Plus, he gets to dominate the news cycle by not being there. Now, what could be the interesting backfire to Trump on this is that by not being there, everybody might turn their firepower on him because he can't rebut by saying, oh, come on, you're a weakling. Oh, you're a loser. Oh, come on, look at this guy's hair or whatever, I mean, these are the kind of things that he says. But this Judd Legum, who writes for the Center for American Progress's blog, Think Progress, and has been on this program a number of times, he says that he goes back to this 1957 book by a French philosopher, the name Roland Barthes. And the book is called Mythologies. And he points out that in this book, Roland Barthes, that there's a huge difference between boxing and wrestling. That in boxing, you're trying to get this kind of accumulation of punches and everything is toward the end and you're trying to reach the end of the whole thing. Whereas in wrestling, every move is its own moment. And because you're not inflicting permanent damage on your opponent, you're not trying to knock somebody out, for example, then every move kind of gets judged alone. And so what Judd said, the Frenchman wrote it as a very long philosophical kind of dry commentary on the difference between wrestling and boxing. It was a brilliant analysis. And part of it was wrestling is the sum of spectacles in which no single spectacle is a function. Each moment imposes the total knowledge of a passion which rises erect and alone. So you get how, flowery language. But here's Judd Legum breaking this down to plain English. He said, in the current campaign, Trump is behaving like a professional wrestler, while Trump's opponents are conducting the race like a boxing match. As the rest of the field measures up their next jab, Trump decks them over the head with a metal chair. Others in the Republican field, Judd writes, are concerned with the rules and conducting a strategy that under those rules will lead to a nomination, but Trump isn't concerned with those things. Instead, Trump is focused on each moment and eliciting the maximum amount of passion in that moment, and his supporters love it. The key to generating passion, notes Barthes, the French philosopher, is to position yourself to deliver justice against evil forces by whatever means necessary. He writes, wrestlers know very well how to play up the capacity for indignation of the public by presenting the very limit of the concept of justice. Now, what he's talking about here, by the way, is theatrical wrestling. World Wild, WWF. It's not World Wildlife. What is it? WEF, World, whatever the federation is. World Wrestling for it. WWF. That's what it is. That's the kind of wrestling he's talking about. And Judd writes, in the Republican primary, there's no bigger enemy than the media. All the Republican candidates bash the media. So, guess what they get to do? He gets to bash Fox News. Now, the question is whether that'll work out for him. To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.